Hi Dumelang guys, welcome back to another video. If you are a returning subscriber, I really do appreciate you guys. And if you are new to this channel, I really hope that by the time you finish watching this video that you do decide to stay and click that subscribe button below if you haven't subscribed already. We are really growing. I do really appreciate all of you guys for watching, interacting with me, subscribing to my channel. And another reason I wanted to say thank you for the interaction is today's video was actually brought on by one of your comments. So I got a comment that was left behind by Ilkson Dogan. So shout out to Ilkson Dogan. I am so sorry if I'm saying your name incorrectly. So she left me a message on one of my comment sections and she said, "Is being vaccinated mandatory?" Was her question. So I thought that I would just come on camera to give you guys this answer, just in case there are other people who have this question, as well as to tell you a little bit about my quarantine. Cool. So if this video is for you, please do keep watching and give this video a thumbs up. So once she sent me the question, I did respond back and said, in my experience, when I applied to the EPIK program, it was not mandatory. And when I came here to actually start my contract, it's not mandatory for me to be vaccinated. But I wanted to make sure that the information that I give you guys is always relevant. So what I did is I sent an email to EPIK asking them, is it mandatory for one to be vaccinated when you apply through EPIK and teach through the EPIK program? They did give me an answer, and their answer was just, "Hello Anna, thank you for your email. Vaccination is not a requirement to apply through EPIK. However, current COVID protocols in Korea state that only those who only those who are fully vaccinated will be exempt from completing the quarantine upon arrival. Also, the officers of education take COVID very seriously, as it is still difficult for children to receive the vaccine, so they are highly focused on ensuring the safety of the students and their health. Kind regards." So about this email, you guys need to know that you don't need to be fully vaccinated or be vaccinated to apply to the EPIK program. You don't need to be vaccinated to come and teach through the EPIK program. But what is a pro is if you are vaccinated, if the COVID protocols stay the same by the time you come, is that you don't need to pay for quarantine. How great is that? So when I came to South Korea during this pandemic, as you guys will too, the protocols at that time, I needed to vaccinate for 7 days. So the place that you quarantine is chosen by EPIK. It's not a place where you get to decide. They assign you a place to go and quarantine. You need to cover the costs of quarantine. So for 7 days, it cost me 10,000 Rand, and that covers your stay as well as food, drinks you sorted for that time, and transport that will take you to the place where, well, it's covers the transport when you go and get your PCR test and things like that. So your expenses during quarantine is 10,000 Rand. Then the other part of this response from EPIK is saying, it's not mandatory for you to be vaccinated, but we would prefer that you are vaccinated, because obviously they spoke about the kids not being able to get vaccinated yet, and they want to make sure that they are safe, and they're concerned about their health. So that just tells me that they prefer for you to be vaccinated. But don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say if you are not vaccinated they're going to cast aside your application or they're going to decline your application. That's not what I'm saying. And to put you at ease, when you apply through the EPIK program, there isn't a section that says, are you vaccinated? During the application process, you don't get asked that question. The only time I got asked that question was when I was at orientation. So during orientation, there's a day where you sign your contract. So when you find out where they place you, you sign your contract. And there's also a form that asks you, are you fully vaccinated? Yes or no. And then you'll state which vaccine you got. If you said, I'm not vaccinated, they do ask, are you willing to be vaccinated? And then you fill in yes or no if you are or not there. Now, that just shows you that you can come here to teach through the EPIK program, whether you are vaccinated or not. And it doesn't mean that you won't be able to teach or they will retract their notice of appointment. None of that. You'll be still fine to come and teach. It's just that they prefer. But yeah, guys, that is what you need to know with regards to being vaccinated and teaching through the EPIK program. I hope that you guys find this video helpful. If you are wanting to know, Anna, what were the costs involved when you came to South Korea? There were many costs involved before arriving. But when I arrived, it was a 10,000 for quarantine. So 10,000 Rand to quarantine for 7 days. Then when I went to orientation, I needed to pay 1,600 Rand, I think it was, to have the medical tests done. So when you're doing orientation, you will have medical tests done. So they will draw blood and test a few things on there. They will check your weight, do your height, check your eyes. So a medical exam, full medical exam will be done, which you need to cover. Do bring that money in cash, because there isn't a card machine that you can go and pay by card or withdraw. So bring that Korean won, not your currency, Korean won, when you come to pay for your medical exam. And talking about cash, if you are not vaccinated, or even if you are and you still need to go through quarantine and pay for quarantine, please don't just bring one card. So I had my FNB and my Discovery card with me when I came to South Korea. When it came time to pay for quarantine, my FNB card was not working. And I was freaking out because the lady was like, you'll have to come back at the end of the week. You'll leave your passport and your belongings here. Go withdraw, come back, give us the cash, and then you can go to wherever it is you need to go. That stressed me out because already there's a specific schedule that we're following with EPIK. Where am I going to get the time to go withdraw money and come back? They're going to leave me behind because everybody's going to orientation. And I couldn't go find an ATM during my 7 days because you have to quarantine. So you have to distance. So you can't go out whenever you like. So it was stressing me to leave my belongings and leave my passport and go out. What if I need my passport to prove why I'm here? Like, no, it stressed me out. So then I thought, wait, I have my other cards. I just transferred money between the two and the Discovery Bank card worked. So please bring more than one card in case these things happen. Apart from praying for quarantine, even now while I'm living here in South Korea, before I have my Korean account, at times, places where I go, even if it's just to buy coffee, sometimes the FNB card works, Discovery doesn't, or Discovery does, FNB doesn't. So please bring more than one card for these instances. So that's just a tip on that. But like you guys just heard, if you have been fully vaccinated, if the COVID regulations, the COVID protocol stay the same, by the time you come, you don't need to come in quarantine, which means you don't need to pay for quarantine. So you are saving 10,000 Rand. Guys, kudos to you guys. I wish we had that because I would have saved. But yeah, it is what it is. So I really hope that you guys found this video informative. That's all I wanted to tell you guys. Wherever you are, I'm really wishing you a great day further. And just a lovely week. I will see you guys in the next video. In the meantime, if you have any questions or comments, please do leave it down below. I will get to it. Bye.